Why, hello, everyone. Alright, I'm gonna at everyone, make my damn posts.
This is just the same when I stream too, where I it's good that you're noticing it now. Usually I will get someone in my chat that's like hour after I've gone live. They're like, "Are you gonna post about it or at the Discord at all?" And I'm like, "Oh fuck, no one saw any of my jokes. All my yucks are gone."
You've been de-yucked.
That's what I do in the shower.
You de-yuck in the shower. That is true.
Yeah. I recently got I'm in a new place and I have hard water now, which I had hard water before, but this is like kind of crazy hard.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so strange because I'm like de-yucking, but it feels like a chemical shower. Like I'm like getting clean, but it's so like drying that I'm like crazy clean. I'm OxyClean.
Apparently the water in my neighborhood is drawn from a local reservoir. And it's like very calcium heavy rock. So we have extremely hard water. Like we have to descale like every other week.
Where I was before this, it was well water. And it was like fine for a couple of years, and then all of a sudden everything turned blue.
Oh dear.
And we're like, what the fuck is that? And they're like, oh, that's just like because you have a water softener or whatever. It's like the reaction of like the water softener with this or something like that.
Okay, well how blue did it turn? Like Listerine?
It was like, yeah.
Really?
I mean, it was like remarkably blue. It was so blue to the point where I'm a sort of person that I will accept 75% of my life becoming supernatural out of the blue, kind of without question. It was so blue that I was like, this actually needs to be addressed. I can't ignore my way out of this one, folks.
That feels like a very Sanity thing to happen to a person.
Yeah, and like it's very Baron von situations where you're like, oh, like I'm just assuming everyone else has to deal with it. Like part of the trials of becoming an adult and having to deal with adult shit is you're just like, oh, everyone, like, you know, occasionally everyone's car just like turns really hard to the left, and they do, and that's normal. But then you think everyone's car, you know, turns into an antelope and starts walking away, and that's not normal, but they're roughly the same thing.
Oh dear, this simply won't do. My car has become an antelope.
Oh well, it comes with the territory.
And the map.
The map, you say?
Hi, Cinemachine.
Hi, Cinemachine.
I see Mistheart has their morning burger. Excellent. Sanity is haunted by 50 ghosts, and all of them are getting more frustrated every day because nothing phases him. That would happen to you.
It legitimately, absolutely would happen to me. That is like such a crazy thing that would just be the case. Like I would have like the fake ass ghost hunters that are coming to my house, and they get like crazy EVP readings or whatever. They're like, oh my god, it's actually real, and I'm like, it's not. You guys, it's still broken. Everyone, you know that phenomenon where everyone everyone like hears their name shouted occasionally.
Yeah.
Like if you're like that, but it's like the day I'll die. And things like that.
Right, the day you'll die, like seeing images of yourself being hanged in the mirror. Like pictures,
dead relatives.
Right, pictures of your family where they're crying blood.
Yeah.
You love listening to the history of Esoterica while training Tekken. That does sound fun.
Yeah, well, that's a great thing to do with streams like this. Is just like do something else and then kind of have this on in the background as a podcast.
Yeah, I enjoy not necessarily doing a cozy stream, but doing something that you can put on in the background while you're at work.
We would never call anything a quote-unquote cozy stream.
No. Ugh. This is an uncomfortable stream for men.
Just for men. Discomfort.
Right, stream that makes you feel a little weird and you sit wrong.
Stream that makes all the fixtures in your house turn blue.
Stream that gives you mild back pain. It's not
the
too
tummy
bad.
hurt stream.
Tummy hurt for men. Dude, I'm having a male tummy ache right now. Specifying the gender of things is really funny.
That's also a thing when you're a kid. They're like, oh, you can't wear those shoes. Those are girl shoes. And you're like, oh, okay, everything's like that. I guess I'll go get my boy backpack and I'll go to boys' school where I get to go and girls get to go, but it's fine.
That's kind of how I knew I was non-binary growing up. Was like, I literally just thought I wasn't allowed to shop in the girls section because it was more expensive, and I was like, oh, that makes sense.
See, I was in my mind for things like that. It was just like that was the case, and I was like, oh, I have to figure this out. I have to like, it's like how in like French, like table is female or something.
Right.
Like everything just has like a hidden gender, and you like slowly put your hand towards like a rock, and you're like, is this a boy thing? Is this a good thing for boys to do, or no?
Is this acceptable?
Am I allowed to have rock, or does that make me a weakling?
Am I performing correctly in the panopticon of masculinity? Am I allowed to wipe my ass yet?
No. In masculinity, absolutely not.
Absolutely not.
If you touch anyone's butt, that makes you not a man anymore, especially your own.
I was reading about... Oh, by the way, hi, Blue Rose Gardener. Welcome to chat. I was reading about, like, conceptions of masculinity in, like, Norse societies, where if you cried in front of another man, you were, like, instantly third gender. Like, you just stopped becoming a man. I was like, that's crazy, man.
Well, that's, like, not even too far away from, like, what we have now. Like, for, like, the crazy, like, that only can happen, like, if your wife is killed. And, like, in a bad way. If your wife dies of, like, cancer and it's slow, then you have to be like stoic. But if your wife is like destroyed by people who you can enact vengeance on, you get one tier.
Exactly. You can cry if your wife gets fridged, but to regain your masculinity, to retain it, you have to immediately go John Wick about it.
You have to engage in an impossibly large cycle of violence, and then people will post your picture online and just say based.
Right.
And that's what you get.
You're only allowed to cry and show weakness if something rightfully belonging to your masculinity has been taken, like your ability to wipe your ass.
Yes.
If somebody wipes your ass, you're allowed to go John Wick about it as a male.
It's like
put
it's
that
like
poop back on my butt.
I'm now imagining like a super masculine guy that's like in the bathroom and pooping, and someone comes over and then gets like a toilet paper and then goes to wipe their butt and then successfully, but then that's too far. Like having someone like naked while you're after you pooping, like going towards your butt, that's totally fine. And then the actual process of wiping, that's the only thing that's too far.
Right.
Like then you're like,
you can an alarm goes off and you can feel your masculinity shattering.
Beep, 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 beep.
Wrong. Estrogen increasing.
That's actually because you know how a whole bunch of like scientific like advancements, not scientific advancements, but like this stupid like futuristic shit is all made by like, you know, tech dude bros who don't know what like women or like minorities are in general. Mm-hmm. That's going to be the first like mainstream cyber enhancement. Is going to be like testosterone like indicators of like
yes,
actually trying to open the door on the left instead of the right indicates a 12.4 point testosterone availability reduction. You have to go to the door on the right.
Was it
you have to make sure the guy in front of you can't merge in traffic.
Was it you who showed me that video of like there's like some Instagram grifter who's like how to do things as a male? It's like, here's how to sit down as a male.
It might have been me. I know I've seen that video, but it's like yeah, like the smallest things. It's like, he literally has one where he's like opening doors. He's like, when you have a double door in front of you, you don't want to open two doors. You want to get one door and as fast as possible, just like rip it open. Just like you're doing like a cable row, just like yank it open, and then like when you move in, like have your chest up and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, people aren't gonna think you're like a manly man. People are gonna think you're like an identifiable threat that they now have to like worry about in day-to-day life. Like
and like okay, those videos are clearly for, like, young, maybe mildly autistic men that are, like, hyper aware of how they're being perceived because masculinity is a prison.
Mhm.
And, like, if a person is already struggling with that kind of social anxiety, learning, like, this type of scripting is only going to make them more worse at that. Like, it's only going to be like, did I do it right? And you're gonna be doing everything in a really self-conscious way that's gonna come off as even more of an alien to other people around you.
Yeah. Yeah. That exact thing kind of sucks because there's not really like an article. There's not a guide on how to be a man or be like, you know, perform as a specific gender. And the ones that exist are terrible. And like not only are like stereotype reinforcing, but also like I had that when I was growing up. I actually got a book that was like The Gentleman's Guide to Manliness. And it was like one of the pages was like only shave with a straight razor. And I'm like, I'm 8. I don't
Yeah,
know how to do
literally.
any I don't know what this means. And there's like the mustachioed like 1920s ass man in like a full suit on the cover, like swishing around an old fashioned and look like holding a cigar. And I'm like, I can't do any of these.
Right.
I have to wait like 30 years.
I can't smoke. It's like, what am I in the meantime?
Yeah. You have to perform everything except that, so that you're just like a very small, very angry person.
Exactly. Be one of the tallest guys in the bar and brag about how long your butt crack is.
And if you want to look at it, I'll tear your arms off.
Jordan Peterson made a career of this. Apparently he's having, like, meat coma complications again. I saw something about that on Twitter, but I don't really care enough to, like, learn more about that.
The only thing you told me one or two things about him, but I do know that there was one time he was on the all meat diet or whatever, but he was like, I had a shot of apple cider vinegar and I was awake for 4 days and I just couldn't stop crying. And I'm like, the hospital is not enough for you, man. Like you have to do a lot of different things if that's the case. Even if that's true and it's psychosomatic, like you need to go to the crazy hospital for crazy big issues.
Right. It's lung mold? Okay, yeah, Jordan Peterson has lung mold. I think that's correct.
Oh, fuck. Don't say that. That's something I'm going to get at some point due to my experiences with molds and fungi.
You're not going to get Jordan Peterson's lung mold.
No, but I'll get like appendix grime, and they're like, actually, we can't remove it because it's the only thing keeping your spine up right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's
also,
like
Sammy Emma, welcome to chat. Masculinity is just wearing Edwardian fashion. That's true.
I thought Edwardian was that the times where like men had to wear dresses in pink.
No, Edwardian,
and they had to wear like stockings and put their hair up in cat pose, and they only wore the maid outfits, and women could dress whatever they want, and they push the men around.
Well, I think we're digressing from the point a little bit, but
I don't think so.
If I recall correctly, Edwardian fashion is like the period right after the Titanic sank, so it's like 1905, 1910.
Oh, okay. I think I was thinking Victorian, maybe like 1800s.
Yeah, Victorian is like late 1800s.
Okay.
The Edwardian era was when Mary Poppins happened.
Oh, wow! I cannot conjure an image in my mind of a man in Mary Poppins.
There is a man in Mary Poppins.
I just can't. The only thing I'm thinking of is an image of The Sound of Music, but with Mary Poppins instead, and she's just sort of standing there in freeze frame. What the fuck does Mary Poppins look like?
A white woman? Got
This
a parasol?
is so strange. Oh, it was the parasol. Now I'm thinking of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, which is different, but close.
So,
What, a sequel?
Ladies and gentlemen, I think it's about time that we start talking about the esoterica. What do you guys think? Chat, what do you guys think? Or is it about time that we talk about esoterica? What do you guys think? I'm not going to start until you guys cheer for me. You have to clap.
CT's like Tinkerbell, but a Twitch streamer.
Literally. My heart doesn't work unless people are looking at me and applauding for me.
Oh, you got an yow.
I got an yow. That's pretty good. I got loud cheer, clap, 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 yow. I got a sub. Well, thank you.
Oh.
I think that counts.
That definitely counts.
Yeah, thank you. So, Sanity.
Yes.
The thing that I'm working on right now has been the late medieval era. So we're talking like, I see you're playing Overwatch. Please enjoy that.
I'm launching a whole bunch of different games to see what I need to do by the end of the day because I have a very big schedule.
Ah. So, okay, I've been talking about the late medieval era. So, or more like the high to late medieval era. So like the year 1000 to about the year 1400, right?
Oh wow. Okay.
The year 1000 is like okay, what do you know about the high medieval era? Let's start there.
I thought medieval was like started in 1200 and went to 1600. So
That's not incorrect, honestly. Like what you're talking about there, like the period from basically 1100 to like 1500 could all be considered medieval. Like there's the late medieval era kind of blends into the early Renaissance.
my experience with both of those is largely just fantasy and the Ren Fair.
I see.
So
Well, you're probably in the same boat as most people.
Hmm?
Mute 1022. What is Eow? It's a series of vowels from Greek mystery religions that, like the Greek vowels written in that form is an incantation to bring the divine down to it. It represents the divine emanating down into the earth. So when you incant Eow, 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 like you're bringing God down from heaven. It's used in a lot of ritual magic. They were doing Tom and Jerry screams, that's true.
kind of sounds like meow too.
Indeed. When the medieval time period extends to is very much based on vibes and method of the given historian. Yes, that's a very good point. And on our last stream, Riley and I made the point that basically the medieval era for Western esotericism starts in like 1100 and then ends with Pico de Mirandola in like the early 1500s. And the two events that kind of capstone that are, one, the introduction of Arabic shit to Europe on the large scale, and the invention of paper. All that shit happened in like 1100, more or less around Spain and Italy. Because some of it was coming in through Turkey, some of it was coming up through North Africa. And the end of that was basically the start of the Renaissance, and there was this one guy named Pico de Mirandola who was like, by the way, all this magic shit that people have been writing about, it's bad and superstitious, like the church has been saying, unless it conforms to Catholicism, at which point it's actually secretly Catholic and should be integrated into Catholicism.
Ah.
Yeah. And the reason that I've been having trouble getting off of this is that every time I think I'm done writing about the medieval era, I come across some citation that isn't just like a fun little anecdote for me to write about, but is like perfectly illustrative of a point that I've been trying to make for the last month and a half. And that just keeps happening.
That's a good problem to have.
It is. It's been extremely useful for writing the book. Like, I sat down yesterday and I banged out an entire page and a half on, like, necromancy in the medieval era and how it was seen. It's like, okay, the two big paradigms for magic in the high medieval era were, what do you want to call it? It's exorcism and astral magic, what we're going to call astral magic. And exorcism is like, I mean, I assume that you know what an exorcism is, Sanity.
Yes, I've seen reviews of the Exorcist films in which they talk about what exorcism is in the actual church.
Mm-hmm. And so basically the way that works is that the priest stands over a person who's full of demons, and then they adjure the name of God. They say, like, in the name of Christ, who is more powerful than all demons, I command the demon to leave this soul. Right? And then, once you start getting Arab texts introduced to Europe, the Islamic world at this period fucking loved astronomy and astrology, which were kind of the same thing at the time.
Okay.
So there were a lot of texts about, like, astronomical tables and, like, interesting, complex, useful math. But in the same book, there would be, like, draw this symbol on a sheet of hammered copper and it will cause mice to flee from your home.
Oh, like actual what I would consider magic.
Yeah, like what people today would consider magic. Like, draw the sign.
Spell.
Yes, like draw the sign of Capricorn on a sheet of hammered metal, and it will cause mice to run away from your house. And these were often in the same book, right? And so when they entered Christianity, there was a lot of debate as to, like, is this allowed? Like, what parts of this are allowed? Like, is all of this magic, or is the math okay? Because there were a lot of people who were like, this math is devil shit. We can't do that for this era. But also, the people saying that were also kind of like the QAnon of the time. Like, that was the most conservative, most anti-reformist parts of the church were saying shit like that. From the sources we have, it seems like most of the clerical world, like, cleric meaning like people that were working for the church but weren't necessarily priests.
Okay.
People who were like scribes and whatnot.
Okay.
Were like, if you can use it to build bridges, it's probably fine. You know, like that was a big thing. Was you can use trigonometry to make cool bridges.
It feels like there's a pretty, and I'm sure there was a lot of gray area in the actual text, but it seems like there's a kind of a clear divide there. Though I'm obviously coming at that with like a 21st century form of intelligence of like, I think if you showed me trigonometry before I knew what it was, I would also think it might be like a form of magic until it was proven. And who knows? Maybe if they're like, well, we can prove the copper thing and it just works the one time. And they're like, okay, well, that's also science then. That also works.
Exactly. Like, and part of it was like, if you can use math to measure the heavens and use it to like predict eclipses and figure out the weather and stuff, it's not that big of an intellectual jump to be like, okay, well, clearly the stars and planets have some influence over the Earth. Like, obviously the sun and the moon, like the sun is what makes plants grow. So obviously, like, the heavens have some sort of influence over the Earth. The moon makes the tides come in and out. So which heavenly bodies have an effect and which don't, right? It's hard to check whether or not the sign of Capricorn can actually make mice flee in all circumstances.
Well, I actually have a question.
Yes.
Just based off of this, I guess it's kind of related because you've mentioned the heavens multiple times, and we are talking about, at least sounds like at the beginning, Christianity. What was the view of heaven in the Catholic Church at the beginning of this time? Because I think nowadays, like, we consider the heaven to be like, clouds and, angels, and you get to do either whatever you want, or you just like get to be an angel and walk around with angel stuff, which is kind of more boring, but a thing too.
Well, okay. At the time, heaven was definitely like the official church position was that heaven is a spiritual place. Like you can build a tower and you'll never reach heaven. Okay. The sort of popular understanding, and this comes from like Roman cosmology, like their understanding of the physical structure of the universe, was that like the planets had fixed orbits. Like the Earth is the center of the universe, and the planets are revolving around it. And at the very edge is the vault of night, like the vault of the heavens, the Empyrean, which is kind of like it's the like we're all inside of a big sphere that has the stars on the inside of it, right?
Okay.
And a lot of like popular depictions of heaven described it as being beyond the Empyrean heaven. Like if you built a tower and then like brought a pickaxe, you could tunnel your way up through the Empyrean and reach heaven. But that's not how that's definitely not how the church understood it. They were like, no, it's a spiritual place. You can't do that.
Non-physical, only where your soul goes or something.
Yes. It's like only your soul can get there. Like material things can't reach heaven. Because it's spiritual. It's not a material place in and of itself. But
so then there wouldn't be a concern at that time of like, if you like measure the heavens, you might fuck up and actually go to the real heaven where you can't go while you're alive or something.
There's actually a book by Athanasius Kircher. I forget when it was published, but he has a wonderful diagram where he used astronomical math to like measure just the distance between the Earth and the Moon, and he shows like how big the Tower of Babel would have had to have been just to reach the Moon. And then his conclusion is that, like, if you actually did, like, one, there's not enough stone on Earth to build a tower that big, and if you did, it would unbalance the music of the spheres and everything would fall out of alignment. Like, all the planets would knock into each other and whatnot.
I like that the first part of that sounded like one of those, like, YouTube shorts where someone's like, could this actually have happened? No, this was fake. And then the second time you're like, and clearly it's fake because of the music of the heavens would have been discordant.
Exactly.
Obviously.
Exactly. It's like, well, if here's why the people in the Bible were engaging in such folly, is that if they even accomplished it, it wouldn't have worked. Which, that's a great example of, like, what makes the medieval era interesting, because it's, like, fundamentally a very, like, mythological worldview. Like, a worldview defined by mythology still, but with, like, surprisingly modern attitudes towards knowledge that make it a very interesting, like, liminal period in history. Like, I used to not understand why people liked the medieval era so much. Like, I thought it was pretty boring, because a lot of it is just, like, stories about kings. But then, once you get into the nitty-gritty of, like, the weird shit people were doing, it becomes far more fascinating, to me, at least.
Okay.
Music of the Heavens mention! Let's go!
It's so fun seeing the people in your chat, like, occasionally someone will get very excited about a thing I've only heard for the first time, and they're like, no one else is talking about this! Let's go! It's so cool!
It is! That's why I love my chat, is that people get excited for, like, weird niche historical, like, things, but they still, like, are participating in it like a Twitch chat, so they're like, the music of the spheres! PogChamp, PogChamp, PogChamp!
Yeah, PogChamp, PogChamp!
+2, +2, +2! No, exactly. That's part of why I've been really enjoying streaming. It's like, genuinely, thank you, chat. Like, you guys make this so much fun. I'm so glad that, like, people find this shit as interesting and are, like, as excited to talk about it and make jokes about it as I am. It makes me very happy.
And also, as someone who's a total outsider, it makes it's so interesting to, like, see people be like, oh, this thing that I've only heard, other people have heard of too. Like, it's not only she's the only person I know that knows any of this stuff. Like, there's more than one person. There's more than one CT in the world.
Right. Well, and it's like, I know quite a bit about this, but people have, like, oftentimes they have, like, one specific thing that they're really, really hyped about. And that hype is infectious. Like, chat, whenever you guys get excited about something, it's very easy for other people to get excited about that. And that encourages learning, which is my goal at the end of the day. So thank you all for that.
If this stream is nothing else, it's an elementary school class.
Exactly.
And everyone has their juice boxes. Literally,
I've I'm the guy that your teachers had, like, invited to come talk in the cafeteria to the entire 4th grade. And I'm wearing some stupid gay tie, and I'm like, you know what's really interesting? Medieval metaphysics. Let's make something out of cardboard to illustrate this idea.
And then everyone goes home to their parents, and they're like, what'd you do today? And you're like, I don't know, but I learned many words.
It's just like, I learned that angels are a thing, I guess. I'll explode if you talk about Julian of Norwich. Who's the guy that we gotta talk... Who's the guy that I wanted to talk about? I forget. Hang on, let me bring up my damn notes.
You mentioned a dude that was at the end of the Renaissance? No, beginning of Renaissance. End of medieval era?
Yeah, I mentioned... That's Pico della Mirandola. Let me...
Yeah, you said his name now like 7 times. I will never remember him. But yeah. I probably can remember Pico. I can just think of the name Pico.
Yes, Pico. He was very pretty. Like, he's a very attractive young man.
Ooh, now I might be a little bit paying a bit more attention. Well, now you got my eyes.
The funny thing about Pico, like the funniest bit in his life is that he so here, hang on. I need to find this first. Give me just 1 second. John of Salisbury was a guy I wanted to talk about a little bit, but
of steak fame.
Indeed. So, the thing about Pico is that he was very interested. Like, okay. As the one of the things that really kicked off the Renaissance was, like, people got their hands on, like, not just Plato, but, like, everything Plato had ever gotten. Like, they got the original manuscripts, like, all the sources. And so they were like, okay, let's revisit all of this shit and see how it can apply to modern Christianity. Because the big thing on Christianity's mind was the Protestant Reformation was, like, happening or had just happened or was in the middle of happening. Like, reformist sentiment and people being generally unhappy with the Catholic Church have been building for a couple centuries. And the Church, there's a large market within the Church for anyone who can say anything about theology that will make people stop fighting and arguing. Like, anyone who can, like, anyone who can be like, girls, you're both pretty for theology, was like, the Church was desperate for that.
Oh, it's kind of like the Democratic Party.
Yes, it's like, literally anything that makes us more popular, please. The other big thing was, like, and okay, one of the big roadblocks to this was the existence of Jewish people. Like, like, in general. That is an
interesting sentence that will not be taken out of context at all.
The Catholic Church's anti-Semitism is well known.
Right, but you also did say it on a stream where people could just kind of clip down to just the little part of it, but we won't do that.
Yeah.
Everyone's forgotten this already.
So
how is that difficult? How is that a roadblock?
Well, because they were older than the Church, right?
Oh,
because they were like opalescent object for quite some time now. The Catholic Church has been known to be anti-Semitic for some time now.
Why is everyone so angry?
Because, like, okay. The Church was trying to prove that they were the one true religion. That, like, not only was Christianity, like, a good and powerful organization who could convert you by force, they could logically argue that they were trying to logically argue that their religion was literally provably better than every other religion.
Oh, and one of those points was the fact that they were the oldest?
Well, so the problem with that is that the Jews were like, well, we have a covenant with God. He gave us the law, not you guys. And...
well, yeah, sorry.
And to which the Church has to say, like, no. It's like, Christ was always intended to be there. It's like Christ was there to make Judaism better. And if you actually look at the Torah, if you actually look at the Torah, there are several passages that prove that Christ is actually in the Old Testament too. We're not just appending onto an older religion and saying that it's ours now. And to which the Jews were like, yeah, you are. And they were like, no, they're not. That's not a thing that you can do. To which Muslims are like, well, that's what we did. Like, because that's also Islam. Islam is like, the Quran is the original religion practiced by Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden, and this is the true religion, and Judaism, Christianity are like corrupted forms of the true religion, but should still be regarded as people of the book, right? And the Catholics were like, no, you can't do what we did to Judaism to us.
Wait, only we get to do that.
Yeah, literally, like, and so they were kind of stuck. They were kind of stuck arguing with Jews and Muslims about this. Like, so what they would do in a lot of, CT, please drop your reading list. I'm begging. Janelle Pro Channel, I'm very sorry, but that is what the Patreon is for. I will mention what I'm talking about here, but if you want the real sauce, if you want the real deep reading, you got to go to my Patreon. It's pay what you like. It's the lowest is $2 a month. No pressure, but if that's what you want, that's what you want.
It's also in the Nightbot commands 2 messages up from that statement that person just made.
Indeed, you can use !Patreon to get a link to that wonderful thing. And while I'm here, you can use !Discord to join the Discord. It'll be fun.
And you can use exclamation point gubble to gubble.
You can't do that. Sanity is lying to you.
Gubble is no longer allowed after the treaty.
Gubble is banned.
Gubble has been banned by all respected countries.
Okay, originally for this stream I wanted to do Thermia fractures because I need to kill Prophet Taker one more time to craft Hildren. But I guess...
Oh my god, I thought you were talking about Esoterica still. I was like, oh my god, dude, this shit got crazy. You have to kill people in your readings?
No! Stop!
You're scaring me.
Hildren is the last thing that I need to craft, is the last Warframe I need to craft. But to do that, to access fucking the boss, I need Thermia, and to do the Thermia missions... I already have Hildren Prime. I'm gonna feed her to my dog immediately when I craft her.
That's good.
I guess I've got a Nux. I can do that. What were we talking about? Oh yeah. I don't have any diluted Thermia. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Mist Heart. I can't fight Prophet Taker right now. Okay. So the church was like, the other big thing was the church had recently reconquered okay. Ferdinand and Isabella, the monarchs of Spain, in 1492, the same year that Columbus sailed the ocean.
Columbus sailed the ocean blue.
Indeed.
Oh my god.
The very same year.
I've earned a knowledge point by knowing that.
Yes, you have. In the very same year, they issued what was called the Alhambra Decree, which was basically an edict to every non-Christian living in Spain. They basically said, okay, get out of Spain or convert to Catholicism.
Okay.
Or we'll kill you.
Oh, okay. All right. Is this around the time of the Inquisition?
Yes. Oh, yes, my friend. This is like peak Inquisition. Also, CT, I have good news about that. While diluted Thermia is required to start, the Exploiter Orb can only be acquired from Operation Bury Debts and recurred Thermia events. The actual fight itself can be performed at any time without the event, so long as players have diluted Thermia available. Getting some sickos together who have diluted Thermia. Okay, well, I don't have any sickos at the moment, so we're gonna crack relics.
No freaks? No sickos?
No sickos? What are we gonna do? We'll do an exterminate mission. Why not? A lot of Jewish people were like, Mist Heart, am I in Holly's Warframe clan? Yes, I am. Mist Heart, are you offering to queue with me so that we can kill things?
New freak? New sicko dropped?
New freak? You can do violence. Okay, after this mission, Mist Heart, add me and then help me kill Exploiter or Prophet Taker or whatever. Okay. So, one of the funniest things about the Alhambra Decree is that, like, there were a lot of Jews in Spain. I think the number of Jews that got kicked out of Spain was something like 250,000.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like 250,000 Jewish people were like left Spain. And the thing about that is that they formed basically the entire legal and banking caste of Spain. So there was like an entire generation where Spain had no lawyers and no accountants. And it like crashed their economy.
I'm imagining like someone like going to court and it's just two guys wearing like suits that like are like wrinkled and stuff, and they're like, well, go ahead, and they're like, oh, I don't know. They're like paging through like giant tomes of law books, so they're just like objecting to themselves and then like whining and going back and forth the whole time. Like
the other thing is
the judge is a dog.
Right. The other thing is that the Ottoman Empire heard about this and was like, we'll take them. Like, you're getting rid of all of your accountants and lawyers, we'll fucking take them. And so they sent a bunch of ships over to Spain, and they were like, hey, any Jews that want to come hang out in the Ottoman Empire, we'll give you, like, civil rights and shit. And they were like, okay. And then that's basically where a lot of Jewish people living in the Levant are from. They're, like, displaced Spanish Jews who were fleeing the Alhambra Decree. Data expunged, it is the Alhambra Decree. And, okay, But at the same time, a lot of Jewish people were like, yeah, and that's how being Sephardic became a thing. The more you know. The other thing is that a lot of Jews in Spain were like, and Muslims were like, fuck it, we'll just convert. Like, who cares? Like, a lot of rabbis were like, rather than, they were just like, listen, I'll just like learn to be Christian so that I can keep guiding my community and like providing guidance to them. So they were just, I can do that as a priest just as well as I can a rabbi, which that's an impossible choice to make, I think. And it's the choice that a lot of them made. And these rabbis and imams that converted to Christianity post the Alhambra decree are known as Conversos. And let me tell you, Sanity, Catholics in the early Renaissance and late medieval era were fucking terrified of Conversos. They were the scariest thing on earth to Catholics.
Why?
Because what if, Sanity, they converted and they're secretly injecting Jewish and Muslim ideas into the Christian populace? What if they, by their participation, what if by their conversion to Christianity, are actually making Christianity a little more Jewish?
What if this diversity makes us diverse?
Right. What if we learn things from Jews and Muslims?
Oh, yikes. I would say, if I was Spanish at the time.
This was also fears that like this showed up in like Columbus and the colonization of the New World. Like the Spaniards that were colonizing the New World were so fucking terrified that the natives were falsely converting. Like, you genuinely, okay, they were scared of Conversos more than they were of normal Jews, which should really tell you something about the Catholic Church and this period.
This also feels like something that you could have identified, like, the minute that you say this decree, where they're like, either die, leave, or convert. Like, well, I don't want to die or leave, I'll convert. And then they're like, oh, fuck, really? Oh,
damn
what? God damn, what am I gonna do?
Literally.
Like, it's so stupid, because it's also one of those things where it's like, I feel like with like religion and faith, you can just be like, oh yeah, I'm a Christian now. And they're like, really? And you're like, yep.
Yeah. No,
and they're like,
exactly. No, that was very common too. Like, a lot of rabbis did that.
I also don't know like what the rules or whatever at the time were, but even if they were like, oh, if you're such a Christian, name the 10 Commandments, I would just be like, oh, I'm a bad one, I don't know those.
Yeah, that also happened quite a bit. Like, the Inquisition would be like, oh, you're really Christian? Name all the commandments. And it was like, most Christians can't do that. Like, you put us in Steel Path, Valis? We can leave and rejoin if you want, Mist Heart. I'm okay if you want to do Steel Path.
Steel Cast Phallus, more like?
Mea culpa? It's fine. You're absolved.
Ooh, absolution, provided
Yeah.
at CT's stream.
Yeah, this is the wrong cave. I was wondering where you were taking us. Okay.
And you don't even have to subscribe for it. Hashtag no indulgences, but actually you do.
Where's the cave? I believe the cave is over here. Absolution live on stream. Let's go. Is that like? Where are we? Where's the damn? Is it up here? I think it's up here. So okay. My stream is being infiltrated by Conversos. No, they're Judaizing it. Fuck. No, you guys are gonna slightly dilute the power of Christ. Fuck. I don't think this
There's
is
going to be an influx of experienced lawyers and bankers from the late Renaissance Spain in this stream very, very soon.
Where are we going? Is it? Oh yes, I remember where it is. So, but see, here's the other thing. Even though this was like one of the most anti-Semitic things that happened in history. A lot of Catholic a lot of Catholic priests like did not actually hate Jews that much. They were like pretty fine with them, especially, my friend, in Spain, because the centuries before the Alhambra decree were known as the Convivencia, a period in which Muslims, Jews, and Christians were all living side by side in relative peace with each other. Imagine that.
Ooh, that sounds like an awesome time. And it ended?
Yes.
And it ended bad?
It did not end well. No, the Convivencia is like every religious scholar pervert is eventually like obsessed with the Convivencia, because you have like Christians, Muslims, and Jews all interacting, and their religions were like the priests and rabbis and imams were like talking to each other about theology and like influencing each other. And so it becomes like one of the most interesting and fertile periods in all of religious history. Like it's genuinely fascinating. And so there were a lot of Catholic priests at the period who were like, I don't know if I have that much of a problem with the Jewish people or their theology. Like, and Pico della Mirandola was one of them. He was like, maybe instead of like killing them and burning their books, we should like talk to them and like learn about their theology. And because, okay, the other big innovation at this period was Kabbalah, like the invention of Kabbalah as a form of Jewish esotericism, which Christians learned about that. And like, okay, there was a thing that would happen where Christian priests would like debate rabbis and be like, here's how we can prove that Christianity is objectively the best religion. And they were like, we'll use Jewish scripture to prove that Christianity is the one true religion. And sometimes the Christians would lose the debates.
They're just making YouTube videos that, you know, when that happens, they just don't publish the video. But back then it just happened, and then you're like, oh well, okay.
Well, yeah, they kind of stopped doing that after they started losing the debates.
It sounds like what's his name? It was Trump during the like one of the debate systems, right?
Oh
where
yeah.
He was just like,
I'm not going to
actually
debate.
we're not going to be debating anymore.
Yeah, I'm not going to debate Kamala again.
Yeah.
Hi, Slordy. Welcome to chat. It's very very similar thing. And so Pico was like, okay, we have all this like translated Kabbalistic texts from various Conversos and whatnot, and it seems like people kind of suck at using them to prove that Christianity is better. So why don't we apply Kabbalistic ideas to Christianity and try to use that to like reinforce Christianity, like because we can use this esotericism to prove that Judaism and Christianity aren't all that different. Like, and Kabbalah is the glue that'll bind them together. Like, makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And that is the paradigm that defines Renaissance Renaissance esotericism, is like people using magic and esotericism as a sort of syncretic glue to combine different religious ideas.
Okay.
Because before that, it was like necromancy. It was like clerics, like summoning the ghosts of the dead and then like trying to use them to like learn math really fast. And Pico was like, wait, well, obviously that's nonsense.
Was that successful?
No.
Okay, good.
But
I'm glad that I'm on the same page with something here.
So before Christians were obsessed with being terrified of Conversos, they were terrified of magicians.
Okay.
That was
not street magic.
Not street magic, but like necromancers, witches.
The people who were like wrong about the fact that they could speak to ancient people in order to learn math quick.
Yes. Although it's not clear how it's not clear
how wrong they were. Maybe they did learn something from the ancient people.
Mist Heart, we might need to bail on this. This is really hard. So the most common, I don't know about most common. Hang on, let me qualify that a little bit. So like, remember what we were talking about with the introduction of like astral magic and exorcisms? Because that was a common thing. Yeah, I'm probably gonna bail. I'm sorry. Okay, Mistart, if you like, we can rejoin in the non-steel path version of this fight. Like an undead math tutor? Yes, literally involuntary pro. Literally like an undead math tutor. Like, okay. Necromancy in the actual medieval context. Like as... It's okay, Mistart, don't feel bad. Do they fuck you? Not really.
The undead math tutors?
No, they don't fuck you. Although they're...
Normal math tutors don't fuck you.
There were...
You can't get anything from a math tutor.
Except math.
You can only get math and tutelage.
And tutelage.
Dude, I got crazy tutelage from my math tutor last night.
Dude, they tootled all over me.
We went tootaloo.
Sanity, you're delightful is showing.
Oh, I've grunned a little bit.
You've grunted a little bit?
Oh, just a little bit.
I grunted. I grunted.
I grunted. Oh, fuck, it's an actual word. Ooh.
So, okay. Necromancy in the medieval context was like... I keep trying to explain this and getting distracted. Much like how this book is going so far. So you've got Exorcism, which was like the big thing for the early medieval period, where Christianity was all about converting pagans, because Christians had like slightly better medical knowledge than the various like Norse and Celtic cultures. So early Christians had a reputation as healers, and the way that they did this was by what do you fucking call it? Was through exorcism. Like that was how they would do it. They would heal you, but they would also do an exorcism, and then people would be like, "Wow, you got rid of my infection, or you healed, you set my broken bone properly. There must have been a demon inside of me. This Christianity stuff sounds pretty cool." And then in the 11th century, you got the introduction of astral magic, where it was like, the idea is that the signs of the zodiac and the planets and whatnot, like their light gives off a sort of subtle energy that can be harnessed on the earth, that affects events on the earth somehow. And that by drawing the signs of these constellations, you can harness that astral energy in some way, right? Just like in the same way that you can use it to be better at farming or tell the time, you can use it to get rats out of your fields. And so
that makes a little bit more sense when phrased that way.
Yes. And so that those two things come with a couple like assumptions, right? It's like, one, you can use the power of God to control spirits like demons, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, that's true. That's something that the church is like, yes, you can do that. Exorcists are capable of doing this. This wasn't considered magic at the time. Some of it was. It was a topic of debate within the church. And astral power can be bound within symbols, right? So if God can command spirits and power can be placed within symbols, why not use like writing the name of God and like other holy symbols to command spirits? Why not like draw a circle on the ground and then bind a spirit into it? And you know what else is spirits? Not just demons, but dead people, right?
Oh, okay.
Right? Because the soul is immortal, as you all know.
Right, but wouldn't it be like in... Oh, I guess God's also in heaven, and you can get to him. So that makes sense then.
Right. So why not, if the power of the stars and planets can be commanded with symbols, then why not the spirits of the dead?
Right.
There's also a lot of Arabic magical texts in which they talk about like Jupiter as being both a planet a pagan god. Like, they talk about Mars as being like the planet, the physical planet Mars, the pagan god Mars, and an angel of the Lord that rules over Mars.
Okay.
Like, it's all of those things at the same time. And Mars is iron, like the metal, and all the properties of iron, the metal. And so whenever they say Mars, it's all of those things at the same time. And that's, like, recognized within... Those are all things that are contained within the greater spirit of Mars.
Okay. Confusing, but makes sense.
Well, it's like, when people say Mars, it's like, do you mean the angel that rules over Mars, or the physical planet, or the spirit? They mean all the things at the same time. That's actually something
they mean everything.
Yeah, that's also something that they inherit from alchemical literature. So
because was that the one that was coded, where
yes,
it's like
that's the coded one.
Okay.
So when they say like the salt of Aphrodite, they mean like something having to do with copper sulfate or something. Follow-up question, what was exorcist considered magic? Exorcism was not considered magic. However, doing exorcism outside of the official sanction of the church was considered magic. And so
can you give a definition for magic in this sense? Like in this instance? Is it just like supernatural things that aren't churchly?
Well, okay. The answer to that question is no. I cannot give a definition of magic. Because no one in the medieval era could agree on exactly what magic was or how it worked. They knew that it was bad and that it was something you weren't allowed to do, but no one could agree on exactly what it was or how it worked or how dangerous it was. Like, the main two guys writing about magic and the concept of magic were St. Augustine, who was a church father, like one of the first people to write about Christianity, right after, like, barely a couple centuries after Christ's death. And he was very autistic about religion. He wrote things like encyclopedias. And he wrote, like, maybe one page about magic and demons, and they became, like, one of the most influential pieces of writing on magic ever. Like, it was the blueprint for how people talked about magic for, like, the next millennium. And he says he's very cagey about it, and he doesn't say very much about it. He basically says, like, he says shit like, there's two types of astrology, right? There's natural astrology, which is just, like, using... There's natural astrology, and then there's, like, astrology that invokes the names of demons. And the first one is okay, and the second one isn't. But then he doesn't define what those are.
I see.
And so because of that, astral magic has been a sort of gray area for the church for, like, 2,000 years. Like, that's kind of... that's a good microcosm of how people saw magic in the medieval world, is like, we know some of this is okay and we know some of this isn't, but no one can conclusively argue which is which. There were a couple lines that could be crossed, like you weren't allowed to invoke the names of spirits beyond the name of God. And even in falsely invoking the name of Jesus could be idolatrous. So anything that, like, invoked the names of things was very, like, that was pretty clearly considered magic, and thus not permissible within the church.
Magic is bad in the eyes of the church.
Yes, magic is bad in the eyes of the church, but what exactly the church considers magic is a topic of debate, and a fairly important topic of debate.
So, isn't there, like, a pope? Isn't there, like, a single unified voice of, like, what's good and bad in the church?
Yes.
Couldn't they just say?
Oh, yes, and, but they didn't, and several popes got accused of being sorcerers.
Oh, okay.
There was actually one pope, I forget which one, but he got caught with he got caught with a textbook of necromancy under his bed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Like, but that, like, it's easy to say, like, oh, his opponents just said that happened.
I would say could have been planted. Could he have been framed? Was he a good guy?
Well, here's the thing. Most books for the time had magic in them. Like, remember that, like, books were pretty expensive to produce. Was it Honorius?
Yeah.
Yes. It was Honorius. It was Pope Honorius. So books were pretty expensive to produce, so a lot of people would, like, you'd write a book about, like, say, farming techniques or surgery techniques. But then to pad it out, you would just add folios of whatever you had around. And oftentimes that contained, like, a cure for warts or whatnot. And the cure for warts would be like, find the blood of a toad and bury it in the ground on St. Anthony's Day, and then chant the Lord's Prayer over it 11 times beneath the full moon. And so a lot of times, if you found, like, oh, I just got, like, a book of, I found a book of farming techniques, and I'm going to use this to be a better farmer. It, like, definitely had impermissible magic and, like, invocations of planetary spirits in it. Like, that happened all the time.
Mm-hmm.
One of the little citations that I found was the story of this one bishop in Venice who, like, was going to get his hair cut, right? And the barber was like a barber surgeon, which was pretty common for the time. But he was famous for being a very good barber surgeon. A lot of the people talked about how good he was at healing people and cutting hair. And the bishop was like, or I believe, yeah, the archbishop was like, hey, man, how, like, you're really damn good at cutting hair. Where did you learn to, like, heal people and stuff? And he was like, well, I purchased a book of healing techniques from the Saracens. I saved up and I purchased it and I learned a lot from it. And he was like, oh, cool. Can I see that? Because books from the time often had a lot of heretical stuff. And then he saw it and he was like, he read through the book and he was like, I'm so sorry, Mr. Barber Surgeon, sir, but this has heretical magic in it. And the barber surgeon was like, it does? That's scary. What do I do? He was like, don't worry. I'm going to take it to the cloister of the nearby abbey and we're going to burn it. And he was like, okay. And he's like, and you can come with me. We'll burn it where a lot of the nobles and other priests are in attendance. So they can so we can all see it. And then so he throws the book in the lunch fire, and then a cloud of black smoke envelops the abbey and turns day to night for a second. And everyone was fucking terrified. They're like, Archbishop, what the fuck is happening? He's like, don't worry. I'm just burning off the demons found in a book of heretical magic. And they were like, that's still scary. Is it gonna...
Why are you doing this at lunch?
Literally, it's like, I'm full of delicious Venetian chickens and meats. Like,
I thought you were gonna say, he's like, oh, we'll just go burn it real quick. And then they burned it, and then they pushed the barber surgeon on. It's like, and we're getting you too, heretic.
No. That did happen, but not in this case.
It seems like a little too much fun to be had in that time. A little too dramatic. It's
also a fun spectacle. Like, okay, if you found a heretical text and you, like, that day you're going to lunch with a bunch of important church nobles, you know, you might put a couple firecrackers in the folds of that book and then set it on fire, you know? Like, I would totally do that, you know?
Two birds with one stone.
Exactly.
And, you know, and then you look crazy. You're like, wow, that's the guy that found the book and burned it, and there was a real demon in it. That'll get your name in the paper. Right.
And so they held a celebratory mass to celebrate the burning of the demons within the text.
God, that does... A celebratory... Isn't mass where you just, like, sit for, like, 6 hours and someone talks about, like, a book?
Yes.
Celebratory? That's... No offense to them. That seems a little boring to me.
Yeah.
For my celebratory, I would have, like, maybe iPod Touch or, like, some phone games and stuff.
You'd give everyone phone games?
Yeah, maybe celebratory cornhole, maybe. You know? Get everyone to...
play some volleyball.
Have a little bit more fun together.
Order a pizza.
Yeah, we'll make a night out of it. We'll wheel in the old tube TV and get a VHS of Flubber going.
Yup, that's the shit. But, like, the prelate wasn't wrong. Like, there probably were spells of heretical magic present within that text.
Well, that makes sense because, like you said, everything was heretical at some point. There was magic in everything because they needed to fill out the papers.
Right. Well, and there were a lot of things that, like, maybe one person would consider magic, but not everyone would consider magic. Mm-hmm. There's that whole debate between, like, well, a book of farming tables that has, like, make sure to plant your wheat when the moon is in Capricorn. It's not too different from saying like, when the moon is in Capricorn, it's an excellent time to hit mice with hammers and say the Lord's Prayer. And it's like, okay, is that magic? Like who and
yeah, like where's the line drawn?
Yeah.
And the damn Pope won't tell us because secretly his little fun time book is actually a demon book.
Right.
Which means we have to burn him too.
Right. Exactly. Gotta burn him too.
Hey, I got a good lunch fire going. Let's throw the Pope on that.
Have you ever heard about the Cadaver Synod?
I feel like either you've told me about this or I've read it in a post.
I have almost definitely talked about the Cadaver Synod before. It's one of my favorite like pieces of history.
Well, for those of us that might not recall it, what is the Cadaver Synod?
There was a period where 3 people declared themselves Pope at the same time, and all tried to excommunicate each other. And one of the things that one of the popes tried to do is he dug up his successor, like literally dug up his corpse and then dressed him in papal finery and then put him in a courtroom and then accused his corpse of heresy and convicted him. The corpse was guilty.
Was there a court-appointed lawyer that had to defend him, or did the corpse have to defend himself?
Presumably the corpse had to defend himself.
See, now that's just, anyone who chooses to defend themselves has a fool for a client. I mean, that was the corpse's first mistake, it feels like.
Hashtag free Formosus. Formosus was innocent. Keep his corpse there. Keep his corpse on the papal throne. Yes, there's a painting of it, and it's sick as fuck.
Joe Biden.
Literally. Okay. Have you read the short story series I've been doing about hypnoeconomics?
No, I have not.
Okay, it's just like alternate history where like in the 1970s people realized that if you take enough LSD you can literally talk to the market, like the spirit of market economics.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah. I've been wanting to do something for a while of doing like a congressional cadaver synod where it becomes like people like it's like a huge scandal that the entire like the entire like state legislature for some state has become so high on this like semi-magical LSD that they've become like mummified while they're alive and they've been legally dead for the past 3 sessions.
That would be pretty good.
I've been wanting to do something like that.
I'm now imagining like an aide like Weekend at Bernie'sing them, like moving like moving their mouse around.
Yes, that's what I was thinking. It's like the aides are carrying them in, like Weekend at Bernieing them, their corpses and whatnot. It also kind of sounds like the one like Star Wars thing in the new Star Wars movie where like Luke, Star Wars is so hard he becomes a Force ghost and then can like teleport. Like if you do so much LSD and you can talk to dead people and then you just like die, like you might not even notice if you're just like, if everyone still sees you as it's kind of interesting. Exactly. So that the Cadaver Synod happened. Like that's just an example of the type of ridiculous stuff that was happening in Catholicism.
How can you be like a local like Catholic priest and hear about that, and then you're like, oh, and by the way, like the Jewish religion is clearly like false. Like obviously, like it's so funny to think that is actually real.
That is an excellent question, Sanity. That's basically why the Inquisition exists.
Oh, like just because people said that and they're like, oh, cool, you said that. All right, we're gonna kill you now.
Well, your
ass is going down.
Basically, there's always been a tension between. Thank you, Mist Heart. There's always been a tension between like the bishops in Rome that are deciding like what, like the nitty gritty of their theology versus the like evangelists, the priests on the frontier that are in charge of converting pagan people, because like obviously, like the people actually going out and converting people often have to make some concessions in the name of converting people.
Right.
In the sense that like, listen, just to get you over the hump, you can think of Christ as a shaman for a little bit. That's fine, right?
Right.
He's not actually a ghost falcon, but if you want to draw art of Christ as a ghost falcon, you can do that. That's okay.
he doesn't have a persona, but if you want to draw one, I won't tell the church, and maybe I'll ask them if he can have one for a little bit.
Right. We'll consider it an artistic depiction. Just don't tell the Archbishop about that. Like that.
Just don't show him with his paws out.
Yeah.
Just keep the paws.
I believe it was Saint Christopher who's drawn as a dog.
Oh yeah, dog priest.
Yeah,
dog,
yeah.
No, dog pope.
Dog saint.
Pope? What's
dog saint.
Dog saint. That's what it is. Dog Saint Mondays.
Yep. It's almost Dog Saint Monday. No, not Guinevere. There's a saint that's often depicted with a dog head because of like a weird mistranslation. Guinevere was actually a dog. He was just like a French greyhound.
Oh, and he was the pope?
No.
Oh fuck! What's the point of any of this?
But so there was always a tension between like the priests on the periphery versus the priests in Rome. And the Inquisition was basically developed to make sure to keep those priests in line. Like they would travel around and say like, hey, you can't actually preach this. Like, please stop doing magic just because Rome isn't around to see.
Right.
That continues basically that's basically how all religions work, is there's always like, if you have a centralized religious authority, there's always going to be conflict between it and the people actually preaching the religion on the ground.
I mean, that's true of like any sort of organization, right? Like a CEO is going to say, this is our company's ideals. And people out on the ground, they're like, yeah, I don't give a fuck. I just want to get the work done.
Yup.
And then like the government too. It's like, new administration comes and everyone says this. And then officials are like, actually, we're going to do this instead. Well, it's only a problem when it like goes up the chain enough to like become a problem.
That is the other thing with the church in the medieval era, is that this was the Catholic Church at the height of its power. Heresy wasn't just like bad within the church. It was like illegal and you could be executed for it.
So big, what's it called? Big risk? What I'm thinking of. That's what I'm thinking of. Big consequences, if that's like the case. Like it can go really bad. Yes.
It was fairly common for like court intrigue to like accuse one of your political enemies at court of doing magic and then get them convicted and then executed or something. Like that happened a lot.
Oh, like McCarthy.
Yes. That was a lot. That's where we get a lot of our historical sources on magic from the early medieval period, was like court chroniclers telling stories of people getting accused of magic and then executed for it, probably for political reasons within a court.
Well, yeah, that's actually a pretty good way to tell like what is magic and what isn't, because it's like, well, this guy died because he jumped twice the wrong way, so pretty sure that's magic actually.
Exactly. It's like, well, a court sentenced him to death over it, so I guess it was considered magic.
You're getting the high bound on that end. You know what is so magic you'll have to die for it.
That is one of the things I feel is under discussed in like questions about magic. Like, I think people are overzealous to call everything magic. Like, people are like, well, gravity is magic and all science is magic. It's like, okay, well, no, it isn't. Like, not everything can be magic. You have to have like, well, computers are magic because they're interesting. We've taught a rock to talk, and it's like that's a good like poetic interpretation of it, but it's not necessarily a useful interpretation of it, Yeah. Like, if we're trying to determine what magic is, we have to spend a lot of time talking about what magic isn't. That's honestly more important.
It's only a magic if a guy in the 1300s was killed for it.
Yes. If someone is sentenced to death over it, then it's magic. No, everyone else is just LARPing.
Yeah, everything else is just fake magic, diet magic. It's all pretending. That's actually why nothing electronic can be magic, because it didn't exist back then. Printing press, also not magic.
Yes.
That one's actually fine.
Things can only be magic if they're old.
That's what I'm saying. That's why when I go into my shower and I see wailing ghosts of my like grandma, she's not that old. It can't be magic.
Right. It's literally fine.
It's like, it's fine. It's okay.
Like, and also, in my opinion, magic isn't science. Like, if we understand how it works scientifically, it's not really magic anymore.
Yeah, well, that's like the old adage for like sci-fi. It's like any technology advanced enough is magic, and it's like, yes, but like it has to be so advanced that it breaks our understanding of like the fundamentals of science. like time travel would be magic, even if there's like a way to like explain it away. At least for me, because that breaks my understanding of how physics and everything else works.
I think an essential part of magic is that it doesn't function. It doesn't function on scientific rules. Like it doesn't function on. It doesn't function by cause and effect necessarily. It functions by like correspondence and ritual, which is inherently a social thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, but that's...
I have heard you say that before. Of like a big component of magic is ritual.
Yes.
As opposed to
As opposed to like doing like if it's replicable, it's kind of science. Like it's not really, but also it's like there's an element of magic where like it only works if you pretend it works. Does that make sense?
This also is like it's difficult to talk about this too, because like I mean, in my mind, things like magic that isn't like magic isn't real insofar that like you can't use your psychokinetic powers to throw everything around the room.
Mm-hmm.
But it is like real in the sense that like there's like an unspoken power in like human communication of like if you're at a concert and you see everyone or like at like a political rally or something, you can like feel the energy in the room. That's all like human what's it called? It's all human like psychology.
Right.
Like
right.
I it all kind of comes down into that of like that sort of stuff definitely falls into like that certainly can be explained of like, oh, this is happening because of this, and we have like scientific psychological things to go down into.
Exactly.
But if it makes sense to call it magic of like, well, that's what it was back then, and like that was the word they used for it, then it makes sense. The difficulty is when you talk about it in modern parlance, whenever I hear magic, I'm thinking of a wizard casting fireball.
Exactly.
Or like something like that. So it's like that is the opposite of like what it seems to have meant like historically.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But also it's like the more you learn about historical depictions of magic and how it was understood, like even in the medieval era, people were approaching it in a much more like sober and scientific manner than I think anyone really expects. Like
mm-hmm.
like people in the medieval era weren't talking about magic like we're talking about magic in the sense of like, isn't all writing a little bit magic? No, they were like, wizards are real and they're the enemies of the church. Like that's how people were discussed. And like there were debates about like how dangerous are magicians, right? If this is a thing that is a real threat to Christianity, then how does it work? And can Christ defeat it? Like, because there were a lot of people in the medieval era who were like, magic isn't real, and it's like all magic is just the illusions created by demons, right? It's demons that are playing tricks on you to trick you, right?
Yeah.
Magicians can't actually hurt you. It's just demons fucking with you. Like, they can't actually raise the dead. It's demons appearing to people as the dead and then lying to them to trick them into straying from the path of Christ.
Right.
But they can't actually... But people would argue that these demons can't actually hurt you. There's no material basis behind magic. Like, that's a lot of how magic was discussed in the early medieval period. It was discussed as superstition. Like, when the Christians kind of took over during the fall of the Roman Empire and things were transitioning into the medieval era, the way that Christianity talked about all the pagan religions they were encountering was as being childish and superstitious. Like, they talked about Norse paganism as being like the religion of children and whatnot, as opposed to the based and logical and fact-pilled Christianity.
Right. Even though it's the same thing, but they've been doing it for longer, so they're like, well, clearly our thing, well, in their eyes, they're only encountering paganism right now, and in their mind, Christianity's been around for thousands of years.
Well,
so they're like, clearly we're the right ones.
Well, no, at that time, Christianity hadn't been around. It's like Christianity was still fairly new at that point. Like, this was like the 6th century. Like, that's like the 7th century. So Christianity had only been around for like 700 years, and these Norse pagans had probably been doing it longer than the Christians had.
Yeah, but in the eyes of the Christians, what I meant to say by that is like, they are more experienced with Christianity and the rules that encompass it. as opposed to this like Norse paganism, which I'm assuming they probably didn't give enough of a fuck about to learn any of the rules or any of the like underwriting things, and they're just like, no, actually, we're right.
You'd be surprised.
I'm pretty sure we're right, actually.
You'd be surprised, actually. A lot of our sources on that era come from Catholic priests that would travel to these areas and then write down all of their mythology.
Oh, interesting.
And so we have some excellent like sagas and stuff that record some information about Norse paganism from the era, but it's inherently from a Christian perspective, right? It's because it's a priest recording a pagan religion, so they're not going to be entirely candid.
Right. They have to make it sound a little bit stupid, even though they're the ones with the dog saints.
Yup. Which are like one of the best elements of Christianity. I love folk saints. I like that a dog can be a saint. I think that's cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, a horse can be a Roman senator, so why can't this dog play basketball? That's
right.
what I'm saying.
A Cheeto can be in the White House.
And he can come back again. I really like. I really, it hasn't happened yet. I really want to see like a really like blue sky liberal, like really hardcore, like online Democratic person that's like, there's a Cheeto in the White House who won in a fair and balanced election. Like really like pushes that like multiple times. It's like won twice in a fair and balanced election to fight against the people that are like Biden stole the 2020 election or whatever. I'm waiting for that to happen.
Have you seen the one post that was like someone on Blue Sky said like, it's like, would you accept a blowjob from Dracula? And then someone was like, the American people accepted one 4 years ago.
Yeah, man, that's actually pretty accurate. I'm glad that someone's brave enough to say stuff like that.
I fucking love that. I was just like, what do you mean a Dracula blowjob, dog? What are you talking about?
I have a Blue Sky, but I've never posted on it. I just see whenever like someone who actually posts on there, like they will post something that's like, oh, I love being able to walk around with my dog outside, and it's like, did your dog vote? And it's like, what?
It's like, we're talking about
other stuff. What are you talking about, man?
We're talking about other stuff right now. That's okay though. I made a post recently that was like, people talk about furries as some like hypersexual excretion of modernity, as if like Neolithic humans weren't like drawing figures of animal people. It's like top 10 Neolithic activities. It's up there with collecting berries and making figurines of fat women. And someone on Blue Sky got like really mad at me for that. Like they left like a 10 post response saying like Neolithic cultures were very diverse, and they like not all of them made animal figurines, and you're making a lot of assumptions. It's very anti-intellectual of you to like assume that this validates your fetish. I was like, what are you talking about?
Those type of people are like they're almost like the equivalency of like TERFs, of like they have like default, I guess in theory, like somehow like leftist ideas. But then they say like shit like furries are like the concept of furries are like a disgusting like fetish that's just clearly there like for degeneracy and nothing else. And it's like, what, you can't be like on the left side of the aisle and like think about like morality politics that like that, like being like actually furries all need to go away because jerking off is sin.
Right. It's just like it's just insane disgust-based politics, and it just comes out of nowhere sometimes. We're like, what are you talking? It's like, have you been outside? It's like the whole thing with like, people love the idea of kink until you talk about like a specific kink. It's like, oh yeah, yes, like be pro kink, like pro LGBT, and then someone's like, I'm into piss, and they're like, you're disgusting, and I am Adolf Hitler.
Yeah, actually, I'm only into kink if it's the ones that I like being done to me in the ways that I like it. If it's anything else, that is disgusting.
Yeah.
The best part is the like book talk people that are like, I actually only like kink when it's a dominant male and a submissive female. The second that a man puts on a dress, it's disgusting to me. And it's like, oh, you actually have a lot more problems.
Yeah,
than,
so
like,
you have shit you have to work through.
we have to like get through like 4 levels of like you being an okay person before we can have a discussion about you being okay with kink. Actually,
Yeah.
you have to learn a lot of things. The really good example of that, have you seen the Kate Vi Kink-tober thing meme or whatever?
Yes, that shit's so funny.
It was so good. I don't know if it was a video or whatever, but it was like people are asking if I don't even remember what the kink was. But, like, people are asking if this kink will be in this like kink thing or whatever. The answer is an unequivocal no.
Oh, it was
like,
it was CNC, consensual non-consent.
yeah, which is like they're like it's terrible and it's bad and it's horrible for you and it actually promotes sexual abuse or whatever. And it's like the first letter is consensual in that. Like,
also, didn't it literally happened in the show from what I understand? Like,
oh god,
weren't they like cuddling in a jail cell because they needed to keep warm?
Kind of, yeah. Well, yes. I actually have watched.
That counts as CNC.
There is a lot of things. Well, actually, now that I remember it, the like main like thing that happens with them, which is cunnilingus, if we can be so bold as to say such a phrase, such a disgusting word, such a fetishistic word online. I think that even like happens like while like one of the characters trying to take the other character's mind off of something and then like lock her in jail or something. Like it is not like directly like 1-to-1 on that, but yeah, it's just so, I don't know. They view themselves as having the moral high ground, but like they're just immoral. Like,
right.
you're being mean to people. Do you understand that? It's not right.
Right. You're being very mean to people. And also it's like, it's that whole thing of like showing up to a beer convention and being like, ew, I hate beer. Yucky. It's like, why are you here then? Why are you at the beer convention?
One of my family friends recently went on a vacation to, I forgot where it was, but it's in like New England or something. But apparently it's like the bear capital of the world, like in the gay bear sense. And there's like a bear week of like only like bears were there. And they're both, they're a straight couple, cishet. They had no idea it was there. And it was so refreshing to them to be like, yeah, I mean, there were a whole bunch of like bears around and like my husband or whatever got like propositioned twice. But like, you know, it was overall, it was very interesting and didn't have a problem with it. I'm like, I'm very glad to hear that was the case.
Yeah,
like,
I'm glad that you're an open-minded and kind person.
Well, because that is just the plot of like a 90s like comedy of like,
yeah,
they're going to a bar and it's a gay bar and there's a fat guy there and he's gonna smile at you. Watch out. Right. That's the worst possible thing that can happen to a man.
He's going to do a pervert smile at you, and there's going to be an orchestra sting.
He's going to look at you, and that actually means that you have to engage in some oral activities with him, no matter what you want, and that's why it's easy.
I like that chat knew exactly which town you're talking about. Apparently, it's Provincetown, Massachusetts.
That's what it was. Because like my friend was like, "Have you ever heard of like we went to like the gayest city?" I'm like, "Oh, like San Francisco?" They're like, "No. There are straight people in San Francisco. There are no straight people in Provincetown during Bear Week." I was like, "Really?" And they were like, "We legitimately didn't know." And I was like, "I don't know if that's the case." And I looked it up, and that was entirely the case. Like it's just like there was like multiple articles that are like the highest like the average person is like 145% gay. Like the numbers are off the charts.
The bears are off the charts.
The bears are off the charts. The bear ratios are the bear situation is crazy.
Mute 1022, shut up. Quit arguing about kink shit in my chat. Knock it off. It's lame as hell.
I can hurt them if you'd like.
No, it's fine.
I'm sorry that I forgot the word for ban. Mute 1022, I meant that in the online of like remove your message. Not like I'm gonna get some goons to go to your house. That's not what I meant.
Mute 1022, we're taking off your arms and legs. We're boiling you in hot oil.
You will be boiled.
You will be boiled. You'll be frozen and then boiled again. No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm giving you some mild chastisement just to know that to not do that in my chat. It's fine.
Plant Guardian also mentions the Fat Bear Week, but it's in Alaska. They literally mention that. I'm like, oh, like the Alaskan thing, like the Fat Bear Week, where you like get to see all the bears. Like, no, it was people. Have you ever heard of a gay bear? And I was like, oh, like the Alaskan thing, like the Fat Bear Week, where you like get to see all the bears. Like, no, it was people. Have you ever heard of a gay bear? And I was like, no, it was people. Have you ever heard of a gay bear? And I was like, no, it was people. Have you ever heard of a gay bear? I was like, I have. Why do you know what that means? And then it kind of like all went down.
Why do you? What were you doing at the Devil's Sacrament?
Have I? I don't know if I've told this like story, but I have a coworker who he was like changing his like profile icon around, and he chose a bear, like a little teddy bear. And we were like, oh, it's cute. Why? That's like, why? And he was like, oh, I had a friend in high school who just kept calling me a bear. And then whenever I was in college, I would always say that I was a bear and people would laugh. So like I always go by bear. And I'm like, oh, they're like, yeah. And it said something about like a gay bar, and like he like went to a gay bar, and like it became clear during all this that he didn't know what a bear was in that sense, but he was surrounded by people who did, and I didn't have the heart to tell him like what it
Aww.
meant in the context, because he was like, yeah, I was having like a great time. I'm like, oh, good for you. That doesn't mean what you think it means.
That's really cute, though.
Well, he what he wanted to do was like during like we had like a big call with like people and stuff, and he wanted to be like, yeah, I'm kind of like a bear. I'm like a he said something like I'm a bear guy or something like that. Where like if you understood what it meant, I can't remember the actual phrasing, but it very much sounded like he was like, yeah, like the exact same being like, oh yeah, I'm an otter, or yeah, I'm actually a puppy, or, like stuff like that. Like it's like this sounds extreme, like way gayer than you think it is. I didn't have the heart to tell him.
Aw, that is cute, though.
Oh yeah, it is. He's an awesome guy. I also feel like if I were to tell him, I don't know how he'd react to it. If he'd be like, "Oh God, like, was I appropriating that whole time?" And it's like, no, it's fine.
No, you're okay, buddy. Don't you worry.
Yeah, I'm just gonna let you live, because I don't think anyone else in his life will tell him that. I'm just gonna let him live with that knowledge, and then if it ever comes up, someone else will do it to him, not me.
Yeah. That is the kind response. That is the kind response. Okay, do I have any other? Okay, yay. I think
Okay,
big straight guys could benefit from knowing that their body is desired even if they don't reciprocate. Love world. True. That's real as fuck. Yeah.
So I have like a bodybuilder's, not bodybuilder, sorry, powerlifter's bod, which looks kind of like a big hairy fat guy. And like growing up, whenever that was in media, like on an Adam Sandler movie, that was like a disgusted like if you look like that, that was disgusting. Like the big hairy fat guy is the guy who like Adam Sandler sees, and Adam Sandler's been turned into a chair, and now the big hairy fat guy is going to sit on him, and this is the worst possible thing that's going to happen. And then I got on Tumblr and saw people being horny for that body type, and I was like, oh my god, wait, that's a thing? People are into that? That's crazy.
Literally, yeah.
That's also part of the whole like cishet like male gaze in like media and stuff, of like the only way you can be attracted is if like Adam Sandler finds you hot.
Yes.
So if you have a body that a woman finds hot, a cishet woman, like that, you don't know about it until you get to like until you go on Tumblr and see like a post of just like men's sweaty stomachs,
right,
that has 14 million upvotes, Reddit golds,
right, and people saying shit like my ovaries, my freaking ovaries.
Yeah.
That shit literally rules, though. Like Cinemachine, you're so fucking right with like I think so many like straight men would genuinely benefit from having like gay friends that like understand that you can only be hot if you're a little bit ugly, and like that type of shit. Like,
yeah.
Attractiveness is so much more like interesting and complex and varied than like being straight will lead you to believe.
It's also like it's also in women too. It's hard if you are not attracted to your body type. It is hard to understand that like someone else is, and that person exists, and it's not like like you are not a disgusting person. Like people are attracted to you and your body type.
Right. Well, and it's like it's always nice to know that like your people are out there, or it's like
yes, yeah.
There's a lot of people where it's like I know that there are people in the world who like if they see a dude who's like kind of short and built like a forest boar, will just like go completely insane with lust.
Well, that's like there's the whole thing with like Danny DeVito of like people legitimately think Danny DeVito is attractive, not in a joke way.
Yeah,
but
like
whenever Danny DeVito's in anything, they're like, oh my god, he's a disgusting little gross pig, and everyone hates him. And it's like, no, people unironically think Danny DeVito is attractive.
Yeah.
I follow 3 of them on Tumblr.
People are into that shit, and it literally like peace and love on Love World. It's important to have this. It literally doesn't matter what you look like. Somebody out there thinks you're hot.
Oh, hold on one second. I'm getting a call.
Oh, dear.
I never get calls. I don't know what this is about.
I think part of it is that, like, fucking... It's hard enough to learn how to, like, dress yourself as a straight dude. Like, how to pull off an outfit. And the world is just not meant... The fashion world is not meant for fat bodies. Like, it's just hard to find shit that looks good on you. Because, like, the way that you have to dress as a fat person, like, the kinds of clothes that you have to look for are different than dressing for a skinny silhouette. And no one fucking tells you that. No one tells men how to dress, like, in general. And everyone that does try to tell straight men how to dress are, like, trying to sell masculinity courses or some bullshit. Except dye workwear. I'm sure he knows, yeah. He's like the one fashion guy that I've seen who's like, seems to know his shit. I don't really know that much about fashion. I've been trying to get more into that. Like, I've been trying to find more, like, older clothing with better fabrics that work with my personal style. Yeah, the whole... When I was like cis and straight, I definitely had a period where I was like, I need to wear a suit every day. And that's the only way that women will find me attractive. Male fashion is also just like, if you do have style, nobody is making shit for it, you know? Everybody wants you to look boring. We genuinely do need to bring back robes and togas. We need more shirts that fit like tents. I fucking hate the current trend of like wearing like it's like a suit that has like a silk synthetic blend and it just like hugs your fucking body. It looks like you're wearing latex. I cannot stand how those suits look. They're so fucking ugly.
Oh, we're talking about men's fashion?
Yeah.
This is also a difficulty of like when I was like finally like, you know, an adult and I was like, I want to buy clothes for myself that like look good and stuff. Like, it's just a shirt and pants.
Yes.
Like in women's fashion, you can have like a skirt or you can have like a dress or a different size dress or things like that. But like if you're trying to dress masculinely, you get a shirt and pants, and the fruitiest you can go. And tell me if I'm wrong. You can get khaki shorts and a Hawaiian shirt. And I have now like 35 Hawaiian shirts. And even that is too, like, I have a Hawaiian shirt I wore to work one day, and I got 4 comments and people were like, oh my God, you're wearing a Hawaiian shirt. And I'm like, it's just a Hawaiian shirt.
Right.
It's not a dress. It's like, I'm allowed, this is one of the crazy things I'm allowed to wear. And even that is too far.
People, like, if you wear paisley, like just a paisley patterned shirt, people will look at you like you showed up to work as your alter ego, Countess Bucci Flagrante.
What's that? There's that one post that's like, why are women going crazy for feminine men? And it's like a guy wearing like a shirt.
He's wearing like a polo and has a broccoli haircut and an earring. Like,
yeah, and like so white sneakers and white socks. It's like that is as far as we can go. If you dress like that, an article is written about you, about how fruity you look.
one of my mutuals left a comment on that was like, that's not a fruit, that's a canvasser for water rights activism.
Which is legitimate. That's what it is. Yeah. Oh man, that like when I was growing up too, like I literally almost only wore hoodies just because I was like, oh man, I'm just gonna like, my body is gonna be a blob. I'm gonna be a gray blob, and then I don't have to deal with any of this shit. And then I was like, oh, I'm gonna get to wear like like flirty clothes. But no, it's just if a flirty clothes is when you undo your polo shirt button by one button. And you can show a little bit of chest, but not too much.
I've been getting like I've been getting button-up shirts that are like a size too big for me and wearing them with 2 buttons open at the top. Scandalous, I know.
Well, then it's down to your belly button.
Mm-hmm.
Then you have to do on that belly. You have to do undo your belly button too.
And I roll up the sleeves and whatnot.
See,
sleeves. A lot of good men's fashion accentuates the hands and the wrists.
I just like wearing like short sleeve button downs, but then like it looks kind of dorky if you don't like that is like the attire that like a dork would wear in an 80s film. Like they would wear like a short sleeve button down, but also have a pocket protector. So it's hard to look flirty with that.
Your trans
yeah.
friend wears suits basically every day. More people should be like him. Does he look good though?
Yeah. Is he bad looking?
Mm-hmm.
Is he horrible? Is he a bad person?
But yeah, except never try to never go for anything that cuts off in your mid bicep. Like that always looks a little weird. You want to go either like rolled up sleeves up to the elbow, or you want to do like tank tops, like expose your shoulders.
I also will say any pair of like pants that is tight on your calves is not good. I don't like that look. I think that's when you get into like the second skin latex sort of deal of like it's too tight. Which also like the other thing too is this is also a thing with the haircut, the fucking what's the Peaky Blinders haircut of Cillian Murphy?
Yes.
Which like apparently it was like an epidemic in like the UK where like men would go get that haircut and then it just looked like dog shit.
Right.
Like you can only pull it off if you're like malnourished and have cheekbones that are like sculpted from like surgery. Like it is impossible to like look like that and look well.
You do not have Cillian Murphy's freakish bone structure.
Yeah, exactly. Like and then when you go and like put the things on or whatever, or you get the haircut, you're like, oh, it looks weird. It's like, yes, the only reason why it looks good on him is because he's a genetic freak and he's not normal.
Mm-hmm. I think my 2 major like fit inspirations recently for fashion have been David Byrne and Hunter S. Thompson.
I don't know what Hunter S. Thompson is, but I like David Byrne because David Byrne is the too big suit guy.
Yeah, look up a picture. Like, okay, if any of you have the ability to right now, look up a picture of Hunter S. Thompson because all of his outfits are a little bit cunty. Like, he's always wearing, like, shorts and a fun pattern and, like, a bright vest and a bucket hat. But he looks good in them.
I'm seeing the bucket hat.
He loves his bucket hat. I don't think I can pull off a bucket hat. I generally don't look good in hats.
I'm seeing now a picture of him on a motorcycle holding a gun and pointing it backwards.
He does that. He does a lot of things with guns.
I'm now imagining him doing that, but it's the Cillian Murphy and Peaky Blinders holding 2 guns to his head Photoshop. But
I wear a lot of big billowy shirts tucked into short shorts.
Oh, see, I also don't like tucking, which is another reason why the Hawaiian shirts sometimes don't look that good.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't. It makes me feel like it's too formal. I feel like more of a dork if I. Tuck.
You know what you should do, Sanity? You should do like white undershirt tucked into your pants with a belt, and then get a button up, but then wear it open.
See, if I wear a white undershirt though, 1, I get hot, and 2, I don't want to do that.
I see. Well, then don't.
These are the 2 difficulties that I run into. Because like the other thing is like whenever I wear a Hawaiian shirt too, I don't wear an undershirt, so you can almost always see my chest hair. Which that is the aspect of sluttiness I think that the button down provides. But
agreed.
But then it's no longer like then I can't wear that to work. That's a little bit too slutty for work.
Yeah, don't be slutty at work.
Unless your job is work slut.
Right, unless you are the work slut.
Unless you are the work slut.
Also,
in which case you have to.
If you're doing open button up over an undershirt, get yourself a necklace.
Oh, now we're getting dangerous. We're getting into the Hassan Abi territory.
Right. Yes.
We're getting into the who's the fucking guy I'm thinking of? Not Hassan. I know, you kind of look like a guy from Jersey if you do that.
Oh, like The Situation?
I guess kind of, yeah. But also, like, you look like that, sure, but you just look like Hassan, and Hassan looks good. Like, that's the difficulty with men's fashion. Half of all of men's fashion is, like, it's all been taken. Someone has done every aspect of men's fashion because there's only 4 shirts you can wear and 2 pairs of pants.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, you can wear whatever you want to wear, and someone will be like, oh, you look great, or oh, you look like a Victorian butler. And there's not, like, an in-between.
Your traditional English faggot butler.
By Jove, you nailed it.
Yeah, wait, have you seen the post I'm talking about?
I have not, no.
I'll show it to you after stream.
Okay.
Oh my god. It's like this like kink account on Twitter of a guy who's like sexually role-playing as like an English butler. As like
perfect.
Yeah, as like a humiliation thing, as if it's like humiliating to be a traditionally liveried English butler.
I mean, they're not wrong. That is
It's
pretty
awesome. I love him. He's so cool.
Whenever I see Alfred, I'm like, why is Alfred still, like, from Batman? I'm like, why? That's got to be humiliating to him. Why is he still doing this?
Right. He's basically wearing a collar in public.
Well, that's what it blew my mind when I was like, wait, that's what priests are doing.
Yeah.
All of the religion stuff makes a lot more sense to me because they're literally wearing a collar in service to Mr. Jibo.
Catholicism basically invented BDSM. Like they're the ideological underpinning of BDSM.
Can we make BDSM but out of Catholicism letters?
What are Catholicism letters?
Like, one of them would be Jesus, would be J, but BDSM, I don't know enough about Catholicism.
What would the other letters be?
I don't. That's what I'm asking you. What in Catholicism starts with a B?
So you're saying like instead
Jesus?
of BDSM, it's just like Jesus and God or something?
Well, no, but it's like, oh God, like, instead of like bondage, like what's a thing in Christianity that starts with the letter B?
I see. Okay,
Yeah,
I see what the joke is.
Yeah, B for baptism, like baptism, and then deism, and then S is also subservience. I don't know what, and M is mega god. The second
mega
god. The second god that we got because the first one wasn't good
baptism,
enough.
deism, and Mother Mary.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Wait, what's the S?
The Sacred Mary.
Sacred Mary. Yeah. Anyways, but that's what my youth pastor is saying to get me to go to church now. I hear you're into BDSM. Have you heard of baptism, deism, and the Sacred Mother Mary?
And the Sacrament of Mary?
You see this collar that I wear, it's not for sex purposes, but it can be. It can't be. I'm not allowed to do that.
Yeah, I'm owned by a daddy.
I'm now imagining Christian pastor Ben Shapiro saying that.
Ew. Yucky.
Well, no, I know it would make him angry, which is why I like thinking about that. He would say yucko.
Did you see the weird Tradcath cult you posted where God the Father is the devil? No, that sounds interesting though. The Lord God.
I have not. There's a movie that's like that. I think it's called Mother or something, but it's like a retelling of the Jesus story, but it's like a cult in California.
Neato. Many such cases,
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
That does seem like it would be the case, yeah. California is like a very classic place to have a cult.
Yeah. Oh, Chad, I wanted to ask you about this. So, I now that James and I are done with Abiotic, I need a game to play earlier in the week. As much as I enjoy Gourmet Thursday, going from like a Thursday evening stream to a Friday morning stream was a little taxing for me. So I might want to do like a Tuesday evening stream or something along those lines. I was thinking, probably solo, although other friends can play. I was thinking of playing the Blasphemous games. How does that sound? I think that would be particularly fun for this community and this channel.
Yeah, you could find a little Jibo.
Yeah, I re-downloaded them recently just to see what was up, to check out everything, and it's like, that's one of the few games I've played where I would like create an OC for that universe. Like, it's such an interesting world to exist within.
You're saying Blasphemous, I'm only thinking of the Infamous games.
No, not infamous. Blasphemous. It's basically like Spanish Catholic fantasy.
Okay. Is it like a first person action game?
It's a Metroidvania.
Oh, okay.
Very on brand. See, that's what I was thinking. We can play Blasphemous together. Take my hand. But also, it's like
Blaspheme with me.
I want to do like a lore-heavy playthrough. I want to like read all the item descriptions and shit, because I think exploring the lore of that universe is really fun. It's very rewarding. Gives those herbs, spices to the weepers. Yup. Fuck, I should find
back into the real
100%.
things too.
Yeah, I should find a fucking 100% speedrun of it. And that game has a lot of like long walking, so that'd be a good thing to talk about esotericism while playing. It will be fun. We can play Blasphemous 2 as well, which is significantly better than the first one in my opinion.
Oh, is there a third one?
No, I hope there's a third one. I really, really hope there's a third one. Blasphemous 2 was so good. It's like Blasphemous is in that like frustrating point of being like so almost goated. Like if it played just a little bit more like Hollow Knight, I would love it. Like if the movement was a little snappier and the like I don't know, there's so much shit in Blasphemous that makes you want it to be better. Have you played the DLC for Blasphemous 2? Yes, I have. I've beaten it as well.
Someone earlier in the chat said, they said, have you ever heard of Elden Ring? But they added someone to say that, and I was going to be like, I think CT's heard of Elden Ring.
I have
but
heard
I'm
of
not
Elden
positive.
Ring. Also, like, somebody was mentioning it in chat, and, like, yeah, Elden Ring is, like, based on the theology of Pico della Mirandola.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, like, very explicitly. Like, the Elden Ring is, like, almost exactly, like, this one illustration from one of his books.
It's his ring.
It is. It's Pico's ring.
Pico!
But also, like, Elden Ring is it's a game about, like, syncretism within an empire, and about how, like, whenever an empire conquers something, pieces of it kind of maintain within it and then taint the purity of the empire. But which then also tries to reassert itself through various means. Like, that was very much the type of shit that... that was the type of Catholicism that Pico was responding to. I think Pico is actually... I think Pastor Muriel, the Turtle Pope, is semi-based on Pico.
Oh, because he's a dog?
No. Pico is not a dog. Pico is an Italian.
Okay. Those are different. I won't say anything else about it.
Grins. Elden Ring is also about how scary Conversos are, yes. That's literally true. It actually is.
In Elden Ring, if you wake up and someone finds a book underneath your bed, you get burned to death if there's any mentions about how to stop warts on your fingers.
Presumably that has happened. There's a lot of heretical texts in Elden Ring. Why am I firing so fast?
Shoot, 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 shoot.
You just landed 3 EWGFs in a row. It's working. What is an EWGF?
Meow, meow.
Meow,
Meow, meow. Ew. It stands for ew, girlfriend.
Ew, girlfriend. Ew, girl, friend.
It stands for Eustace will
Oh, the Tekken
get
move.
friend.
I see, yes.
It stands for Elden Wing.
Quick, take a hold of my Elden Wings. We can go find the Elden Ring.
We'll find that elven thing. Elven
competitive Pokemon YouTuber Electric Wind Girlfriend. Electric Wind God Friend. Yay! Everything beautiful. Yay!
Whenever I see anything about like any of the Souls franchise, it's always in those like fucked up post-ironic meme versions of like, I'm sure someone in the actual main game is like, I'm gonna kill everyone, but they're like, I'm gonna friend everyone and smile the whole time.
Yes.
So I just keep thinking it's a very happy and fun game where most people solve their disputes pretty amicably
by grinning and smiling. In one world.
I've got it's like whenever people like consume Breaking Bad through Tumblr posts, and they're like, I don't get it. Why isn't Walt taking Jesse out for ice cream? I thought they did that a lot.
Exactly. Why isn't he congratulating Jesse on taking HRT?
Yo, Mr. White, I got my papers graded. I got a B+, bitch. Also, he's Italian. Also, I'm Italian.
Well done, Jesse. I'm very proud of you.
You're my specialist boy, Jesse.
You're my specialist, wonderful little boy.
You've earned sprinkles on your ice cream.
And you're gonna go to heaven.
You're gonna go to heaven, my special Jessamere.
Special Jessamere.
I can't think of Jesse Pinkman without thinking of Jessamere. We need to synthesize some louder.
Oh, yeah. Jessamere and Waldrop synthesizing I was about to say Waldenum.
Walternum?
Walternum, his new drug that he invented. I've invented a new way to get high, Jesse. It's called Walter White.
It's called Walternum.
It's called Walternum. I named it after myself. Heisenberg.
Yo, Mr.
Heisenberg.
White, we both made it. Why isn't my name on there? Turn it around. It's on the back.
Whoa.
Walternum and Jesse drops.
Jesse drops. I'm sorry, Skylar. I need to go home and feed Jesse his Jesse drops.
I have a very sick Jessamere. The Laudanum facilities, they're declining.
My Waldenum is in decline. You don't understand how bad this is for me.
Walter, can't be committing heresy, Walter.
Walter, you're gonna be brought before a papal nuncio, Walter.
Walter, you have to park your car in the non-handicapped spot, Walter. What's that guy's name? Hank? No, what's his name?
No, fuck.
Tom?
I knew it before you confused me about it. God damn it.
Jeremy?
No, it's not Jeremy. Mike. His name is Mike.
Mike, I'm just stopping in really quick to get Jesse his sprinkles. He's been a good boy, Mike. He's earned all of his jimmies. I think they call him Jimmy.
Yeah, Chad is, yes, his name is Finger. His name is the kid named Finger.
Finger Man Trout.
Finger Man Trout. Is what you're gonna do. They're gonna take you in for questioning before the papal nuncio. You need to affirm the divinity of Christ every time they ask you about him. If they
Here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna dig up your successor. You're gonna put him on trial. He can't defend himself.
He won't be able to defend himself because he's a corpse. But because of papal infallibility, he also can't lie. Make sure that you dress him up in papal finery. +2.
If you have a turtle, put a poop hat on him. He'll like it.
He'll like it. It won't help you in your case, but the turtle will like it. It will make Turtle happy and smile and grin. My
Put some
name is
lettuce
Finger.
down too if you go. My name is Finger. Welcome to Jackass. He does a backflip.
Does my awesome finger backflip.
He does my finger backflip. Does my cool finger flip. And I'm not talking about a tech deck.
I realized earlier when I was voicing Walter, I just started saying Heisenberg, like he was a Pokemon.
I'm imagining in the Wayne Radio TV like Breaking Bad thing. I'm imagining Walter just like chanting that when like just off camera to like hype him up for the next big scene that he's about to do. Walter.
Heisenberg, he's our man. He can sell blue meth as fast as he can.
Badger's the one he's doing that. Badger's just constantly saying that. His entire job is just to be like a little cheer boy, little joy boy.
A little cheer boy.
What's the cheerleader? That's what it is, not a joy boy.
Yes, I like cheer boy better.
I really like the phrase joy boy. I don't know if that's been like, I had that idea like a little bit ago of just like, I'm just gonna start calling myself a joy boy.
You are a joy boy.
But I saw it in a post like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, oh, I really hope this hasn't been co-opted. And it means like a joy boy is actually like a name for like someone who only lights fires to trees.
Oh, like an arsonist?
No, only to endangered. Like how fucking the Boogaloo boys or whatever, like the horrible racists.
Oh,
They're like, oh
yes.
yeah, if you ever see a white guy wearing a Hawaiian shirt, they're a Boogaloo boy. And I'm like, no, I'm just a little white boy, and I'm wearing the only shirt that I like.
I'm not a Boogaloo boy. I'm a Joy boy.
Terrible. They don't get to take that from me. They've done so many bad things. They don't also get to get that from me too.
It's also the opposite of a soy boy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Joy boys are actually the most masculine you can be. Image of like a portly young German boy holding
Yeah,
a lollipop and licking it.
A propeller cap and a lollipop.
Propeller cap, yeah.
More people need to do shit like that.
It turns out this is actually the most testosterone you can get in your body, and it's by licking this lollipop and
Oof.
rubbing your big tummy.
My T levels are off the charts.
My hairline is going crazy.
I'm an alpha male.
Oof, I am actually a Sigma male. I exist outside the hierarchy.
I don't believe any man is a beta. We are all men together. Oh!
Wait, Sanity, you're white? It wasn't obvious? I'm still a white boy.
Yeah.
That's like one of the things that I also keep forgetting. Sorry for saying wasn't it obvious. I keep forgetting that there's not cameras on. I just assume by like the way I talk and approach the world that was the case. Communist ABO? I don't think that's what that is.
I think that's a different thing. You're doing a different thing.
I feel like there's a whole bunch of fan fiction about that. I feel like that's a tag on AO3.
Oh, naturally, yes.
Yeah.
Hi, Val. We're just talking and playing and having fun.
We had a little bit of a grin, actually, yeah.
Yeah, we talked about esoterica earlier, but now we're just talking about joy and smiles and clapping.
And grinning and smiling and jumbling. What was the... Oh, grunt. That's an actual word. Fuck.
Yes, which is the our new past tense of grin.
Yeah, I grunned.
I grunt.
And I have grunted.
One has grunted.
All must grunt.
So you playing Nine Souls the other day? Any comments on that game? It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm stuck on Lady Ethereal right now. I'm probably gonna make lunch and then fight her again. But it's fun. Very punishing. Very difficult. It makes me wanna play Hollow Knight again.
Due to how good it is or how bad it is?
Due to how good it is.
That makes sense. It wouldn't make sense at all if it was how bad it was.
The Lady Ethereal fight is crazy good. It's so much fun. It's a huge difficulty spike too. Like, they don't give you any breathing room. Like, fucking the Lady Ethereal fight is like as difficult as some of the Godseeker fights in Hollow Knight.
What if it was called Hall Night? It's about a hall monitor who had one crazy night in the school after he got locked inside.
They should do that, and he's also a bug.
Oh, that game is about bugs, isn't it?
Yeah, Hollow Knight's about bugs. It's many wonderful bugs.
I have a couple friends who have very much enjoyed that game, but I don't like platformers, so I don't think I can be playing it.
It's crazy goated. It's like maybe the best Metroidvania ever made.
Even including Metroid and Vania?
Yeah, honestly, I liked it way more than those.
That's also the case with a lot of like early like things like the original game Rogue that roguelikes are based off of. I haven't played it. I have to imagine if you compare it to like Hades, it's gonna suck.
Right.
Just because it's fucking 60 years old at this point.
Right, it's super freaking old.
Things that are old are natively worse than things in now. That's my opinion.
Video games are like new. Like, they're like a new thing. They haven't existed for 100 years.
Well, 100 years, yeah. That also like very much depends on like what your definition of like old in concept is. Like in my mind, like because games have been out since like the 70s. It was Pong, but like it's now like humans have been with games for like 50 years at that point, which is like kind of crazy.
Right.
Like it feels like video games started in like 2004, but they didn't. It was way after that. It was way after the Wii game. Sports. Wii Sports.
Wii Sports.
Wii Sport.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's about time for us to wrap up for this evening. Hey, I'm only able to do this because of your generous support. If you want to throw me some money, throw me a sub, or hit me up on Patreon. It's pay what you like. Absolutely no pressure, though. If you want to join the Discord, you can use command !Discord. Come hang out, get notifications, participate in the book club.
Grunt,
grin, smile. Sanity, any closing thoughts before we leave out?
No, I don't think I have too much going on. I'm getting back big into Yu-Gi-Oh. So if you're into Yu-Gi-Oh, tomorrow going to my second big tournament of the newest format. All in it's called the Yummies Quest, in order to try to win the big tournament of the entire world with Yummy, which is happening in October and also February, and then again later. So
I wish you Yummies luck.
Thank you. I'm starting a Yummy training arc stream where I'm teaching everyone how to play Yu-Gi-Oh and then how to be the best person in the world at that specific Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yay!
That's mostly it. I'm also grinning a lot.
You need an outfit for the Yummy stream. You need an outfit for the Yummy tournaments.
Do you want to hear my plan for that?
What is it?
So my plan is to wear a button-down flannel shirt, and then as soon as I show what I'm on, because in Yu-Gi-Oh you want to hide what you're playing so people don't play around it before they've seen your cards. It's going to be a tearaway shirt, and I'm just going to have a white shirt on that just says "I heart Yummy" underneath it.
Yes. Make sure to get that in soon.
Oh yeah. I have a little bit of time, but my goal is to get on the big stream and then just tear my shirt apart on stream.
Yes.
And then just do that and see what happens. It'd be so much fun. Literally, I've been dreaming about it. I'm there's so many ways it could go wrong. I'm what if I accidentally grab that shirt too? While I'm just sitting there, I just
look at my nipples.
Yeah, which is also really funny because the first action you take is just putting a guy on the board. So I put down one little cat that is also a smoothie, and then tear my shirt off on stream.
This thing makes me so fucking mad.
These talking animals are so fucking funny. They make me want to throw up my Yummy.
Well, thank you all for joining. I'll catch you next week. We're going to talk about more esoterica. We're going to play more Warframe. Bye.